Okay, welcome to the Barrel Full of Daryl podcast. My name is Daryl, and I am your host. In this podcast, we, and I mean the royal we, selectively discuss music, movies, and we provide a bit of mirth. Regarding the music section, I select an artist or band that is personally significant to me, music that has gone straight to my heart. You may not be familiar with my selection, but my intent is to change that. As for the movies, they are more universal, and you may likely know them. The mirth is intended to be perhaps a little surprise. Today I will be discussing a singer-songwriter, John Prine. Mr. Prine gets characterized as a folk artist, but I find it hard to drop him into any one genre. His songs consist mostly of ballads about love, the loss of love, and they are mostly melancholy or humorous. Some of his early songs were subtle protest songs regarding the Vietnam War. His voice is deep and raspy, and it's perfect for the songs that he writes. He was born in Illinois and is sadly no longer with us. He got his first guitar at the age of 14 and started taking lessons. He eventually got drafted into the Army and was stationed in Germany, where he was a mechanic repairing Jeeps. After his discharge in 1964, he moved to Chicago, where he continued to study music. He worked as a mailman, and he played his songs in student hangouts with his friend Steve Goodman. You've likely not heard of Steve Goodman, but he was a prolific folk artist in his time. He wrote the popular song City of New Orleans, which has been covered by many artists, most notably Arlo Guthrie and Willie Nelson. Steve introduced John to Chris Christopherson, who was impressed enough to ask John to be his opening act. Chris kidded that Prine was so good they were going to have to break his knuckles. During one gig, the critic Roger Ebert was in the audience and wrote Prine's first printed review titled Singing Mailman Who Delivers a Powerful Message in a Few Words. And this is what he had to say. He appears on stage with such modesty, he almost seems to be backing into the spotlight. He sings rather quietly and his guitar work is good, but he doesn't show off. He starts slow, but after a song or two, even the drunks in the room begin listening to his lyrics. And then he has you. Prine's lyrics work poetic economy to sketch a character in just a few words. I agree with this opinion. John landed a record contract and released his first eponymous album containing many signature songs, such as Paradise, Illegal Smile, and Sam Stone. The latter is one of his protest songs with the lyrics, Sam Stone came home to his wife and family after serving in the conflict overseas, and the time that he served had shattered all his nerves and left little shrapnel in his knee. There's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes. Sweet songs never last too long on broken radios. It is a sad yet beautiful song. Over the years, John has released 17 studio albums and several live ones, with the latter half of his catalog on his own label, Oh Boy Records. I was introduced to his music when in 1992 a coworker handed me a cassette tape containing the album The Missing Years, for which John had won a Grammy Award. After one play of this cassette tape, I was hooked. I began to buy all of his works, including his box set, Great Days. I had the honor of seeing him in concert 3 times. Sadly, not enough. To get a better feel for his music, I would like to share some lyrics from a couple of his songs. This first one is titled Unwed Fathers. In an Appalachian Greyhound station. She sits there waiting in a family way. Goodbye, brother. Tell Mom I love her. Tell all the others I'll write someday. In a cold and gray town, a nurse says, lay down. This ain't no playground, and this ain't home. Someone's children out having children in a gray stone building, all alone. On a somewhere else bound Smoky Mountain Greyhound, she bows her head down, humming lullabies. Your daddy never meant to hurt you. He just don't live here, but you've got his eyes. From a teenage lover to an unwed mother, kept undercover like some bad dream. While unwed fathers, they can't be bothered. They run like water through a mountain stream. To me, this is genius in that he takes the idea of unwed mothers and extends it to include the unwed fathers, although not too kindly. The next song is called Bottomless Lake, and it's a jaunty tune which showcases his humor. It's about a family that rented a car for vacation, but they ran off the end of a pier. Here's some of the lyrics. They rented a car at the Erie Canal, but the car didn't have no brakes. Said Ma to Pa, my God, this car's gonna fall into the bottomless lake. Then I heard a crash, the car went splash, the compass rolled around and around. Oh, for heaven's sake, we fell in a lake, and I think we're all gonna drown. There was plenty of food in the back seat, and the windows were rolled up tight. So we all nibbled on a chicken leg and told stories into the night. Very, very cute. My kids especially like to hear this song when we were on car rides. So this is a smattering of the story and the talent of John Prine. A man who has really lifted my soul over the years, and for that I'm very grateful. If you're interested in hearing more, I suggest you start with the albums The Missing Years, Lost Dogs, and Mixed Blessings. I hope that his music touches you as it has me. And now a word from our sponsor. Be back in a minute. Well, howdy y'all, this is Billy Ray Bubba. I'm the best damn car salesman in Scratch Ankle, Alabama. And I just want to get a little of your time and tell you about the deals I got going right now. I still got this dang Yugo. And if you're interested, I'm willing to knock $5 off the price. Still got this half a smart car. It's a pretty smart car. It ain't too pretty, but it's smart. And again, if you're interested, I'll knock $5 off the price. And well, the AMC Gremlin, it got stolen. So I hope somebody's enjoying ride that thing around. Still got this Schwinn bike too. It's a single speed, nanner seat, and sissy bar. It's a real nice bike, and you might enjoy riding it around your hometown. So y'all come on down and see Billy Ray Bubba. And again, I'm now newly located in the alleyway behind the Piggly Wiggly in downtown Scratch Ankle, Alabama. Y'all come see me. I'm looking forward to it. Bye. And we're back. For the movie portion today, I would like to begin talking a little bit about the Coen brothers, Joel and Ethan, an American film-making duo. These two men collaborate to write, produce, and direct their own movies, which span several genres and styles. They've been nominated for 42 Oscars, winning 6. Some of their most popular films are Raising Arizona, Fargo, The Big Lebowski, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, No Country for Old Men, and True Grit. These movies range from comedic to tragic, and they're all worthy of repeated viewings. I'm hoping you're not a stranger to the Coen brothers and their films. It was hard to decide which of these movies to discuss today, but I settled for No Country for Old Men. The The setting is in the 1980s in South Texas, where we meet the protagonist, Llewellyn Moss, played by Josh Brolin, an Army vet who lives with his wife, Carla Jean, in a dry, dusty trailer park. We first find him out in the desert hunting for deer when he comes upon a horrid death scene of a drug deal gone wrong. He discovers a satchel loaded with $2 million, and he takes it back to his trailer. We are soon introduced to the antagonist, Anton Chigurh, a psychopathic hired killer played by Javier Bardem, who carries with him a captive bolt pistol. This is a pneumatic gun that fires a bolt into the brain of its victim, leaving no trace and requiring no ammunition. He also carries other weapons as well. So Anton is hired to find the missing money, and a chase ensues between him and Llewellyn, which takes them down into Mexico. The man who had hired Anton is unnamed and played by Stephen Root. He also hired a group of Mexicans to find the money as well, which was a disastrous move for most of the cast members. After finding the drug deal gone wrong death scene, the local sheriff in Texas, Tom Bell, played by Tommy Lee Jones, and upon seeing Llewellyn's truck there, joins in the chase to try and protect Llewellyn. There's no good ending to this movie. Basically, everyone dies except for the hired hitman, Anton, and the sheriff, Tom. Towards the end of the movie, Tom visits his uncle, a retired sheriff himself, and discusses that the world has changed and this is no country for old men. His uncle retorts that the world hasn't changed, and it has always been a dangerous place, especially for lawmen. This movie is based on the book of the same name written by Cormac McCarthy. The Coens stayed true to the book and did not take liberties with it, because none were needed. Their production rendered a bleak, somber atmosphere. Also, there was no music or musical score to guide the story or to inform the audience about what may happen next. When the movie was released, my son Jake and I, after we had read the book, we saw the movie in the theater. After the final scene, my son Jake stood up and applauded the movie. Then he sat back down and we watched the silent credits roll by. If you are unfamiliar with the work of Cormac McCarthy, he's a well-known author. He wrote The Road, which won him a Pulitzer Prize and was also made into a movie. Again, he wrote No Country for Old Men, and he's also written what is my favorite by him. It's Blood Meridian, and it's a challenging read, but it's worth it. And I've read it several times myself. And now we come to the word of the day, which is handedness. Handedness refers to a person's preference to use dominantly their left hand or right hand. 90% of the world's population is right-handed, with the remainder being, of course, left-handed. A person that shows no preference for either their left or right hand is ambidextrous and can use either hand to perform tasks, and they are about 1% of the population. And then there are those who are cross-dominant or mixed-handed. These people, like me, use one hand to perform certain tasks and the other for the remainder. In my case, I use my left hand to write, eat, shoot a gun, and play pool. Anything else, especially sports, I use my right hand, such as baseball, golf, bowling, etc. When I explain this to people, they say, "Oh, so you are ambidextrous." But this is far from the truth. When I write with my right hand, the result is illegible, and eating with my right hand makes me very messy. It's opined that people who are ambidextrous are primarily left-handed and still tend to favor it, but they have learned to use the right hand as well due to the implements such as scissors and also societal norms. At one time, it was considered evil to be left-handed or to use your left hand for anything. So, which handedness are you? Now for the question of the day. During the last podcast, I asked, what makes the wind blow? Well, it's really simple. The sun heats the Earth's surface and any air that gets in the way. This air then expands and rises. Cooler air sweeps in to take the hot air's place and causes the wind to blow. That's it. Now the question of the day is kind of math related. And here it is. A negative times a negative is a positive. But why? We'll discuss the answer to that question in the next podcast. Thank you so much for joining today. Hope you enjoyed it.